Hi! I see you're about to become smarter. This video will help you to improve your English language skills. So let's begin.
Academic. Academic. Academic means teacher or scholar. Teacher or scholar. For example, the EU offers grants to academics for research on approved projects. The EU offers grants to academics for research on approved projects. Accent. Accent. Accent means way of speaking. Way of speaking. For example, a strong German accent. A strong German accent. Access. Access. Access means means of entering. Means of entering. For example, the staircase gives access to the top floor. The staircase gives access to the top floor. Accommodation. Accommodation. Accommodation means temporary lodgings. Temporary lodgings. For example, the company offers a number of guesthouse accommodations in Cape Cod. The company offers a number of guesthouse accommodations in Cape Cod. Account. Account. Account means report or description. Report or description. For example, a detailed account of what has been achieved. A detailed account of what has been achieved. Accountant. Accountant. Accountant means person whose job is to keep or inspect financial accounts. Person whose job is to keep or inspect financial accounts. For example, accountants are responsible for their clients' personal and professional information. Accountants are responsible for their clients' personal and professional information. Accuracy. Accuracy. Accuracy means quality or state of being correct or precise. Quality or state of being correct or precise. For example, we have confidence in the accuracy of the statistics. We have confidence in the accuracy of the statistics. Achievement. Achievement. Achievement means thing done successfully. Thing done successfully. For example, to reach this stage is a great achievement. To reach this stage is a great achievement. Acid. Acid. Acid means substance with chemical properties including turning litmus red. Substance with chemical properties including turning litmus red. For example, traces of acid. Traces of acid. Act. Act. Act means thing done. Thing done. For example, a criminal act. A criminal act. Addiction. Addiction. Addiction means fact or condition of being addicted to particular substance or activity. Fact or condition of being addicted to particular substance or activity. For example, he committed the theft to finance his drug addiction. He committed the theft to finance his drug addiction. Addition. Addition. Addition means adding something to something. Adding something to something. For example, the hotel has been extended with the addition of more rooms. The hotel has been extended with the addition of more rooms. Administration. Administration. Administration means running of business, organization. Running of business, organization. For example, the day-to-day administration of the company. The day-to-day administration of the company. Advance. Advance. Advance means forward movement. Forward movement. For example, the rebels' advance on Madrid was well underway. The rebels' advance on Madrid was well underway. Affair. Affair. Affair means event. Event. For example, the board admitted responsibility for the affair. The board admitted responsibility for the affair. Agency. Agency. Agency means provider of service. Provider of service. For example, an advertising agency. An advertising agency. Agenda. Agenda. Agenda means list of items to be discussed at formal meeting. List of items to be discussed at formal meeting. For example, the question of nuclear weapons had been removed from the agenda. The question of nuclear weapons had been removed from the agenda. Agent. Agent. Agent means person acting for another. Person acting for another. For example, in the event of illness, a durable power of attorney enabled her nephew to act as her agent. In the event of illness, a durable power of attorney enabled her nephew to act as her agent. Agreement. Agreement. Agreement means similarity of opinion. Similarity of opinion. For example, the governments failed to reach agreement. The governments failed to reach agreement. Agriculture. Agriculture. Agriculture means science or practice of farming. Science or practice of farming. For example, fungicide resistance is a serious problem facing modern agriculture. Fungicide resistance is a serious problem facing modern agriculture. AIDS. AIDS. AIDS means practical help. Practical help. For example, he saw the pilot slumped in his cockpit and went to his aid. He saw the pilot slumped in his cockpit and went to his aid. Aim. Aim. Aim means intention. Intention. For example, our primary aim is to achieve financial discipline. Our primary aim is to achieve financial discipline. Aircraft. Aircraft. Aircraft means aeroplane or other machine capable of flight. Aeroplane or other machine capable of flight. For example, the pilots didn't realize until too late that the aircraft was dangerously low and slow. The pilots didn't realize until too late that the aircraft was dangerously low and slow. Alarm. Alarm. Alarm means anxiety or fright. Anxiety or fright. For example, the boat tilted and the boatman cried out in alarm. The boat tilted and the boatman cried out in alarm. Album. Album. Album means blank book for insertion of photographs or pictures. Blank book for insertion of photographs or pictures. For example, the wedding pictures had pride of place in the family album. The wedding pictures had pride of place in the family album. Alcohol. Alcohol. Alcohol means colorless volatile flammable liquid which is intoxicating constituent of drinks. Colorless volatile flammable liquid which is intoxicating constituent of drinks. For example, alcohol breaks down in the body. Alcohol breaks down in the body. Alien. Alien. Alien means foreigner. Foreigner. For example, an illegal alien. An illegal alien. Ambition. Ambition. Ambition means strong desire to do or achieve something. Strong desire to do or achieve something. For example, her ambition was to become a pilot. Her ambition was to become a pilot. Ancestor. Ancestor. Ancestor means person from whom one is descended. Person from whom one is descended. For example, my ancestor Admiral Anson circumnavigated the globe 250 years ago. My ancestor Admiral Anson circumnavigated the globe 250 years ago. Anger. Anger. Anger means strong feeling of annoyance or hostility. Strong feeling of annoyance or hostility. For example, she could barely restrain her anger at this comment. She could barely restrain her anger at this comment. Angle. Angle. Angle means space between intersecting lines. Space between intersecting lines. For example, in any triangle, the longest side is opposite the largest angle. In any triangle, the longest side is opposite the largest angle. Animation. Animation. Animation means liveliness. Liveliness. For example, they started talking with animation. They started talking with animation. Anniversary. Anniversary. Anniversary means date on which event took place or institution was founded in previous year. Date on which event took place or institution was founded in previous year. For example, The 50th anniversary of the start of World War II. The 50th anniversary of the start of World War II. Announcement. Announcement. Announcement means formal public statement. Formal public statement. For example, the spokesperson was about to make an announcement. The spokesperson was about to make an announcement. Anxiety. Anxiety. Anxiety means feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. Feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease. For example, he felt a surge of anxiety. He felt a surge of anxiety. Apology. Apology. Apology means acknowledgement of offense or failure. Acknowledgement of offense or failure. For example, we owe you an apology. We owe you an apology. Applicant. Applicant. Applicant means person who makes formal application for something. Person who makes formal application for something. For example, applicants for the degree course. Applicants for the degree course. Application. Application. Application means formal request. Formal request. For example, an application for leave. An application for leave. Approach. Approach. Approach means way of dealing with situation. Way of dealing with situation. For example, we need a whole new approach to the job. We need a whole new approach to the job. Approval. Approval. Approval means action of approving something. Action of approving something. For example, the road plans have been given approval. The road plans have been given approval. Arms. Arms. Arms means upper limb. Upper limb. For example, she held the baby in her arms. She held the baby in her arms. Arrest. Arrest. Arrest means action of arresting. Action of arresting. For example, I have a warrant for your arrest. I have a warrant for your arrest. Arrival. Arrival. Arrival means action of arriving. Action of arriving. For example, Ruth's arrival in New York. Ruth's arrival in New York. Arrow. Arrow. Arrow means weapon consisting of thin stick with sharp point. Weapon consisting of thin stick with sharp point. For example, I've never used a bow and arrow. I've never used a bow and arrow. Aspect. Aspect. Aspect means part or feature. Part or feature. For example, the financial aspect can be overstressed. The financial aspect can be overstressed. Assessment. Assessment. Assessment means action of assessing person or thing. Action of assessing person or thing. For example, the assessment of educational needs. The assessment of educational needs. Asset. Asset. Asset means useful or valuable thing or person. Useful or valuable thing or person. For example, quick reflexes were his chief asset. Quick reflexes were his chief asset. Assignment. Assignment. Assignment means allocated task. Allocated task. For example, a homework assignment. A homework assignment. Association. Association. Association means group of people organized for joint purpose. Group of people organized for joint purpose. For example, the National Association of Broadcasters. The National Association of Broadcasters. Assumption. Assumption. Assumption means thing accepted as true or certain to happen. Thing accepted as true or certain to happen. For example, they made certain assumptions about the market. They made certain assumptions about the market. Attachment. Attachment. Attachment means extra part. Extra part. For example, the food processor comes with a blender attachment. The food processor comes with a blender attachment. Attempt. Attempt. Attempt means effort to achieve something. Effort to achieve something. For example, an attempt to halt the bombings. An attempt to halt the bombings. Attitude. Attitude. Attitude means way of thinking. Way of thinking. For example, she took a tough attitude toward other people's indulgences. She took a tough attitude toward other people's indulgences. Attraction. Attraction. Attraction means action or power of attracting. Action or power of attracting. For example, the timeless attraction of a good tune. The timeless attraction of a good tune. Auction. Auction. Auction means sale of goods to highest bidder. Sale of goods to highest bidder. For example, the books are expected to fetch a six-figure sum at tomorrow's auction. The books are expected to fetch a six-figure sum at tomorrow's auction. Authority. Authority. Authority means power to give orders. Power to give orders. For example, he had absolute authority over his subordinates. He had absolute authority over his subordinates. Awareness. Awareness. Awareness means knowledge or perception of situation or fact. Knowledge or perception of situation or fact. For example, we need to raise public awareness of the issue. We need to raise public awareness of the issue. Balance. Balance. Balance means even distribution of weight. Even distribution of weight. For example, she lost her balance before falling. She lost her balance before falling. Ballet. Ballet. Ballet means artistic dance form. Artistic dance form. For example, dance forms range from classical ballet to free-form club dancing. Dance forms range from classical ballet to free-form club dancing. Balloon. Balloon. Balloon means small inflated rubber bag. Small inflated rubber bag. For example, the room was festooned with balloons and streamers. The room was festooned with balloons and streamers. Ban. Ban. Ban means official or legal prohibition. Official or legal prohibition. For example, a proposed ban on cigarette advertising. A proposed ban on cigarette advertising. Bargain. Bargain. Bargain means agreement about future action. Agreement about future action. For example, the extra-constitutional bargain between the northern elite and the southern planters. The extra-constitutional bargain between the northern elite and the southern planters. Barrier. Barrier. Barrier means fence or other obstacle that prevents movement or access. Fence or other obstacle that prevents movement or access. For example, the mountain barrier between Norway and Sweden. The mountain barrier between Norway and Sweden. Base. Base. Base means lowest part or edge. Lowest part or edge. For example, she sat down at the base of a tree. She sat down at the base of a tree. Basis. Basis. Basis means underlying support or foundation for idea or process. Underlying support or foundation for idea or process. For example, trust is the only basis for a good working relationship. Trust is the only basis for a good working relationship. Basket. Basket. Basket means container made from interwoven strips. Container made from interwoven strips. For example, a laundry basket. A laundry basket. Bat. Bat. Bat means implement for hitting ball. Implement for hitting ball. For example, and among mammals, bats live the longest relative to body size. And among mammals, bats live the longest relative to body size. Battery. Battery. Battery means Container used as source of power. Container used as source of power. For example, battery power. Battery power. Beat. Beat. Beat means accent in music or poetry. Accent in music or poetry. For example, the glissando begins on the second beat. The glissando begins on the second beat. Beauty. Beauty. Beauty means quality of being pleasing to senses. Quality of being pleasing to senses. For example, I was struck by her beauty. I was struck by her beauty. Bee. Bee. Bee means stinging winged insect which collects nectar and pollen. Stinging winged insect which collects nectar and pollen. For example, they also kill pollinating insects such as bees and butterflies. They also kill pollinating insects such as bees and butterflies. Being. Being. Being means existence. Existence. For example, the railroad brought many towns into being. The railroad brought many towns into being. Belief. Belief. Belief means acceptance that something exists or is true. Acceptance that something exists or is true. For example, his belief in the value of hard work. His belief in the value of hard work. Bell. Bell. Bell means hollow metal object. Hollow metal object. For example, the church bells tolled. The church bells tolled. Bend. Bend. Bend means curve in road, river, etc. Curve in road, river, etc. For example, the van screeched around a bend. The van screeched around a bend. Bet. Bet. Bet means act of betting. Act of betting. For example, every Saturday she had a bet on the horses. Every Saturday she had a bet on the horses. Bias. Bias. Bias means strong feeling for or against person, etc. Strong feeling for or against person, etc. For example, there was evidence of bias against foreign applicants. There was evidence of bias against foreign applicants. Bid. Bid. Bid means offer of price. Offer of price. For example, several buyers made bids for the Van Gogh sketches. Several buyers made bids for the Van Gogh sketches. Bite. Bite. Bite means act of biting in order to eat. Act of biting in order to eat. For example, Stephen ate a hot dog in 3 big bites. Stephen ate a hot dog in 3 big bites. Blame. Blame. Blame means Responsibility. Responsibility. For example, his players had to take the blame. His players had to take the blame. Blanket. Blanket. Blanket means bed covering. Bed covering. For example, I slept on the ground covered by my blanket. I slept on the ground covered by my blanket. Blow. Blow. Blow means strong wind. Strong wind. For example, we're in for a blow. We're in for a blow. Bond. Bond. Bond means relationship based on shared feelings or interests. Relationship based on shared feelings or interests. For example, there was a bond of understanding between them. There was a bond of understanding between them. Booking. Booking. Booking means act of reserving accommodation, ticket, etc. in advance. Act of reserving accommodation, ticket, etc. in advance. For example, the hotel does not handle group bookings. The hotel does not handle group bookings. Boost. Boost. Boost means source of help or encouragement. Source of help or encouragement. For example, the cut in interest rates will give a further boost to the economy. The cut in interest rates will give a further boost to the economy. Branch. Branch. Branch means part of tree growing from trunk. Part of tree growing from trunk. For example, Sophie was in the branches of a tree eating an apple. Sophie was in the branches of a tree eating an apple. Breast. Breast. Breast means either of two organs on woman's chest. Either of two organs on woman's chest. For example, she shook her upper body, her breasts swinging. She shook her upper body, her breasts swinging. Breath. Breath. Breath means air taken into or expelled from lungs. Air taken into or expelled from lungs. For example, I was gasping for breath. I was gasping for breath. Breathing. Breathing. Breathing means process of taking air into and expelling it from lungs. Process of taking air into and expelling it from lungs. For example, his breathing was shallow. His breathing was shallow. Brick. Brick. Brick means small block used in building. Small block used in building. For example, common building materials are concrete blocks and bricks. Common building materials are concrete blocks and bricks. Bride. Bride. Bride means woman on her wedding day or just before and after event. Woman on her wedding day or just before and after event. For example, the bride and groom left early last night. The bride and groom left early last night. Broadcast. Broadcast. Broadcast means radio or television program. Radio or television program. For example, the Queen's annual Christmas TV broadcast. The Queen's annual Christmas TV broadcast. Bubble. Bubble. Bubble means sphere of liquid enclosing gas. Sphere of liquid enclosing gas. For example, blowing bubbles is a favorite pastime of many children. Blowing bubbles is a favorite pastime of many children. Bug. Bug. Bug means small insect. Small insect. For example, there's an estimated 90 trillion bugs and microscopic bacteria that make you their home. There's an estimated 90 trillion bugs and microscopic bacteria that make you their home. Bullet. Bullet. Bullet means metal projectile. Metal projectile. For example, among the ammunition were shotgun cartridges and dum-dum bullets. Among the ammunition were shotgun cartridges and dum-dum bullets. Bunch. Bunch. Bunch means group of things. Group of things. For example, a bunch of grapes. A bunch of grapes. Bush. Bush. Bush means shrub or clump of shrubs. Shrub or clump of shrubs. For example, a rose bush. A rose bush. Cable. Cable. Cable means rope. Rope. For example, steel cables held the convoy together. Steel cables held the convoy together. Calm. Calm. Calm means peace. Peace. For example, the elections proceeded in an atmosphere of relative calm. The elections proceeded in an atmosphere of relative calm. Campaign. Campaign. Campaign means course of action. Course of action. For example, the campaign for a full inquiry into the regime. The campaign for a full inquiry into the regime.
Great! Watch again, practice the sound, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.